The 2020 Winc-Toshiba Premier League season is here. A massive year lies ahead, with elements of the unknown both on and off the field likely to play a huge role in how it all plays out. Before we preview the new season, we have some quick housekeeping left over from 2019. First, congratulations to Derwent men and women for doing the double and winning the trophies on Grand Final Day. We were treated to two memorable games and two memorable performances, with Magnus McCausland and Amelia Spence each awarded Player of the Final in their respective games for outstanding and match-winning individual performances. At the Association Awards night, Jaden Pearson won Men's Umpire of the Year and Hannah Richardson won Women's Umpire of the Year. Ash Arthur took home her fourth consecutive award for leading goalscorer in the women's with 17 goals, while Angus Bolton won the men's leading goalscorer with 19. And the Association Best and Fairest Awards went to Nicole Jeeves in the women's and Ewan Vickery in the men's. Women's Save of the Year, as decided by popular vote, went to Georgia Ferguson from University for this diving save in round 5. Men's Save of the Year by popular vote went to this heroic grand final effort from Derwent's Magnus McCausland. Women's Goal of the Year was a very close count, with Mia Leary from Northwest Graduates winning by just a couple of votes with this brilliant effort from round 15. And Men's Goal of the Year went to Oliver Smith for his solo round 8 goal on the reverse from the baseline. Well done to all the winners. Now to announce the 2019 All-Star Teams of the Year. And a quick reminder that these are selected by giving every player a rating at the end of every match they play on THC1 and averaging out their total for the season. A minimum of 7 games are required on Ground 1 to be eligible, as it has been for all previous All-Star teams, and this is to make the team representative of the season as a whole and reward consistency over a full season. Now, every year this selection method does throw up some controversies. This year, players such as James Thomas, Josh Belts, Torrin Bester, Kurt Mackey, Jai Walker-Kidd, Amelia Spence, Grace Calvert, Camille O'Connor, Sarah Robinson and Laura Spandler all had great games and are among the best players in the competition, but just did not play enough of the season to qualify. The 2019 Winc-Toshiba Premier League Men All-Star Team of the Year is: on the bench, goalkeeper Magnus McCausland from Derwent, defender Thomas Broadby from Derwent, midfielder Lyndon McCarthy from Derwent, forward Sam McCambridge from OHA, forward Vaughan Bowen from Derwent. And the starting 11 is: another tough year for goalkeepers, with the league definitely favouring some experienced strikers at the moment. Plenty of young keepers gaining experience too, but the All-Star Goalkeeper of the Year for the second time, Henry Chambers from OHA. He had plenty of ups and downs, as did his team, but the young keeper improved and again made some impressive saves along the way. In defence, a player who has turned himself into a formidable tackler, developed a laser-like long pass and added goals from penalty corners to his game, from Northwest Graduates, Alistair White. Up forward, a player who had a breakout season and nearly took the top goalscorer award, from Derwent, it's Hugh Flassman. In the midfield, the quiet achiever from Northwest Graduates, who is consistently among his side's best every week, breaking lines with his skill and acceleration, it's Julian Vittorio. Up forward, a player who selects himself these days with 18 goals again this season, from Northwest Graduates, Oliver Arnold. In the midfield, a super impressive contribution with 15 goals in a breakout premiership season, from Derwent, Keegan Poposhki. Alongside him is young superstar Sam McCulloch from Canterbury. He is leading a young group of Lions up the ladder and took big strides forward in his own game in 2019. Completing the midfield and returning to the All-Stars for the first time since 2017 from Northwest Grads, it's Lewis Short. A wonderful season from the sometimes enigmatic midfielder who came so close to capturing the ultimate prize. In defence, another outstanding season from the veteran known for good reason as Smooth. From Canterbury, Ian McHugh. Taking the captain's armband, a defender again this time, a player who continues to mature and improve on and off the field. 18 goals from fullback, a third All-Star selection, it's Benjamin Reid from University. Standing above everyone though, and taking the All-Star Player of the Year award, is someone who had a stunning return to form in 2019 that resulted in a premiership flag and a leading goalscorer award with 19 goals. Brilliant scoring goals or setting them up for his teammates, from Derwent, Angus Bolton. The 2019 Winc-Toshiba Premier League Women All-Star Team of the Year is: on the bench, goalkeeper Marinda Sainty from Canterbury, defender Ebony Alexander from Northwest Graduates, midfielder Madison Brooks from OHA, forward Sophie Rockefeller from Derwent, midfielder Madeline Rojan from Northwest Graduates. And the starting 11 is Julia Gunn from OHA up forward, had an inconsistent season but contributed 12 goals to finish 3rd overall. In goals and goalkeeper of the year, Natalie Bester from Derwent benefited from a full season in the net as the striker's first choice keeper and made some crucial saves to lead her side to a premiership. Molly Hayes from Derwent up forward, 13 goals, a premiership and a 3rd consecutive All-Star team for the skillful striker. In defence, Eliza Westland from Derwent. Often used as a floating defender or sweeping just behind the midfield, Westland was a consistent performer and leader for her side. In the midfield, from Canterbury, Hannah Richardson. The first time she has played enough games to qualify for the All-Stars, and she proved why she is one of the Premier League's best ever players. Leading the forwards from Northwest Graduates, it's Ashley Arthur again. Top goalscorer in the competition, despite spending a significant amount of time in the midfield, shows her class and talent. From Diamondbacks, in the midfield, Phillida Bridley was close to winning Player of the Year and scored an impressive 10 goals, her 3rd All-Star selection too. In defence, from Derwent, Jessica Tremaine. The veteran makes her 3rd All-Star team and played a crucial part in leading Derwent to the flag. In the midfield, Emily Donovan from Diamondbacks. Outstanding season as an attacking weapon, dominated games with her pace and skill and scored 10 times as well. Taking the captain's armband, in defence, for a 3rd consecutive year, it's Nicole Gies from Diamondbacks. Stood up again and led her side brilliantly, also collected the Association Best and Fairest Award. And that means Player of the Year goes to a midfielder. She had an outstanding season and carried her young side at times, scored 9 goals including a couple of stunners on the end of long attacking solo runs up the length of the pitch. From OHA, it's Sarah McCambridge. Looking ahead now to the 2020 season, in the women's competition, University have had more changes to their squad, but the addition of young striker Amy Chamberlain will hopefully help solve their biggest problem from 2019, scoring goals. Their young squad is probably short a couple of years of experience, but they are building towards a bright future. 2020 will be a struggle again, but don't be surprised if they string together some upsets and challenge for the top 4. Also rebuilding is Canterbury. They came so close to making the finals last season and have the talent to match it with the best of the competition. Question is, where will their luck fall this season, and will they be good enough and have the depth to overcome any setbacks? The Bulldogs look ready to bounce back after a disappointing 2019. They'll have Louisa Jacobson back from injury and have regained All-Star Grace Calvert, who will partner up forward again with old teammate Josie Croden, looking to recapture her best form. Expect them to assert themselves on the competition early under their new coach. Diamondbacks will be a bit of an unknown entity again. They have match-winning All-Stars in every line, but there are still questions on their depth. They have lost a lot of talent and experience over the off-season too. A lot will depend on injuries and how fast their junior talent develops over the opening weeks. Will always be dangerous, but it may be a challenging season. OHA will again go in as one of the leading favourites. They have a good blend of youth and experience and some of the best players in the league, but their defence looks like a potential weak point after losing key defenders over the off-season. If they can create a new defensive unit that gets the job done, then there will be not much that can stop them. Defending Premiers Derwent will enter the season full of confidence. They lost a lot of experience over the off-season, but their young stars all stood up last year, and there should be no concerns with replacing what they have lost. The one question that remains is depth. They were able to deal with it in 2019 and win the premiership, but it'll be a challenge again if they suffer any injuries. With the talent they have at the top end though, it might not be too much of a concern. In the men's competition, it's expected Diamondbacks will struggle again. It's no secret that their squad features a staggering amount of young talent that is likely to dominate the next decade of the Premier League. But the two pressing questions right now is, can they be competitive in the short term, and can they stop their young stars from leaving before the team can benefit from their best hockey? We saw glimpses last season of how they can cause upsets when they are at their best, but it might be another tough year for the Maroons. OHA are now fully into rebuilding mode themselves. They can boast true match winners and all-star talent, but the gap between their best few players and the rest of their squad is enormous. With some young talent on the way through, the Ships will need their middle tier to step up if they are to avoid getting pulled into a battle over the wooden spoon. If they can avoid their depth becoming an issue though, don't be surprised if OHA find themselves sitting inside the top 4. Depth is also a major issue for University too. Feels like their premiership window may have closed and their squad lacks enough talent to seriously challenge for the title in 2020. But the Students are a team constantly underestimated, and it can be argued their best hockey comes when their backs are against the wall. For them, it might simply rest on whether they can secure a top 4 finish again and try to find momentum to carry them through the finals. Canterbury, other side, everyone is looking to make the biggest moves in 2020. This has been building for a few years now, and after a breakthrough finals appearance last year, their squad looks ready to establish themselves as a top 3 side. They should be able to grab wins against Diamondbacks, OHA and University. The real test will be when they come up against last year's grand finalists. Can they match it with the best, or are they still at least another year away? This year may well be another 2-horse race between Derwent and Northwest. The Bulldogs are perennial favourites, but their premiership drought must be weighing heavily on their group. They have some unbelievable talent and should finish top 2 without too many concerns. Everything they do during the regular season will be about making sure they're ready to play and win finals. Derwent enter the season with a deep squad and the confidence that comes with a premiership trophy. Their young stars are only going to get better this year. They have to be favourites to go back to back. What does that pressure do to them though? They were chasing a flag for so long, will they be able to keep a hungry mindset for another one? Let's make some predictions as we close out the preview. Northwest women are going to re-enter the competition conversation again, and it'll be them, OHA and Derwent in a pretty even 3-way competition for the premiership. Diamondbacks, Canterbury and University could all surprise, but they will need some luck and a run of form to challenge the top sides, meaning that the league will be split into 2 competitions between the top 3 and bottom 3, with final ladder positions not being decided until the last round. Derwent men might struggle for form early on, while Northwest and Canterbury rack up early season points, but come the second half of the season, all 3 sides will start to level out. The real competition to watch is for 4th spot. It'll be up for grabs right until the final weeks, and there are probably going to be a number of twists and turns as the season progresses. Make sure you follow along with the Premier League season in 2020 by liking the Facebook page, following the Instagram feed, subscribing to the YouTube channel, getting live scores on the Twitter feed and turning up to support your team on the weekend.